What's up, gang? It's Keg from Nuke the House Sports Betting here to preview this week's field for the Goodyear 400. We're at Darlington Raceway. It's the Lady in Black, baby. You guys know the deal. As always, Nuke the House is currently available on the OddsShopper Tales platform. We're selling weekly and monthly NASCAR packages, which include subscriber and game betting shows to get you guys set up for the upcoming year. All premium wagers fully tracked on the NukeTheHouse.com platform if you guys want to see what we've done in years past. And I am excited to announce that Keg's going national, baby. We locked up a weekly national radio show built around betting NASCAR on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. It kicks off this Sunday at 12 p.m. Name of the show is Nuke the House on NASCAR Radio. It's going to be a fun ride. It's been a long time coming. So with that, we've got a lot to get into the next 10 to 12 minutes. So here's everything you need to know for the contenders for the Goodyear 400. All right, let's kick it off with Kyle Larson. They're really, he's currently available at about 5-1 at FanDuel. There really isn't a track that suits another guy's driving style the way that Darlington fits like a glove to Kyle Larson. They call it the Larson line for a reason. And the fact is nobody carries more speed running the high line through the corners at Darlington like Kyle Larson. It's just a fact. Between his style and the performance of the car, he's a very tough out. The problem is, if you're going to drive that close to the wall for hundreds of laps, high risk, high reward. A lot of times it's checkers or it's wreckers. His results vary a lot. Why? Because all you got to do is cut one tire when you're rubbing against the wall all day, and it'll ruin your weekend and any real chance that you have to win the race. And that's pretty much the reason why he's finished in the top 5 2 of the last 4 races. He's also finished outside the top 19 in 2 of the last 4. Speed isn't the problem, though. Finished every stage for the last 2 years inside the top 5, except for 1. He has speed. He could easily win this race. He did it in the fall 2023. He led about 260 laps in the fall last year. He's earned the right to be your odds-on favorite, probably the best in the sport at saving tires, with maybe the exception of Denny Hamlin. But the price is short for the added volatility of riding that wall all day. Be careful if you click that button. He should be your favorite. He could easily win. It's a short price for the volatility that we normally see at Darlington. Tyler Reddick, plus 650. While Tyler Reddick doesn't drive that line better than Kyle Larson, he's probably the second best guy in the sport when it comes to carrying speed on those intermediates high around the corner. And it's not by coincidence that he's been phenomenal here, because his driving style also fits very well to Darlington like Kyle Larson. Reddick has been fast at Darlington in the next gen era. He has had top 7 speed in 5 of 6 races in the next gen era. And he's been one of the 2 fastest cars on track 2 of the last 3 races at the Lady in Black. Surprisingly, there have been 6, well, not surprisingly, there have been 6 different winners in the next gen era at Darlington. It's surprising that he isn't one of them, considering he's been in the top 3 in half the races since the spring of 2022. And right now, let's be honest, 23XI is fast. You can't name 3 drivers that were faster than Tyler Reddick in the intermediate package in 2024. I would have liked him to have more speed than top 8 speed at Homestead a couple of weeks ago, but you have to take him seriously. One of the front runners on Sunday, capable of managing tires. If I had any gripe with him, the odds feel a touch short to me, but not that far off the mark. Ryan Blaney, 6.5-1. Man, our guy Ryan Blaney is going through it right now. And so, unfortunately, so is Keg. For my money, there's been no faster car on the track in the last month than Ryan Blaney, especially in the intermediate package. Here's the problem. He can't finish a race. He's blown multiple motors for Penske in the last month. He's only finished one of the last 4 races this year. And that was last week at Martinsville. Didn't look bad, looked good. Started 32nd, drove up to 6th by the end of stage 2. And unfortunately, the short track package is an absolute unmitigated disaster right now. You can't make quality passes if you wanted to on quality cars. But when you look at his speed at Darlington in the next gen era, hasn't been bad. Also hasn't been elite, right? The same could be said for his results. He only has 2 top 10 finishes in the next gen era at Darlington. So if he wasn't carrying substantial speed this year in 2025, I would probably respect him less than I do in this race. The one thing that gave me pause was he was the fastest driver on track at Homestead in 2024, but it did not translate over to Darlington really in any way. This year at Homestead, a few weeks ago, fastest guy on track again. Will that translate over to Darlington? I don't know. But he's way faster to open this year than he was last year. Don't love past speed and results, but you can't argue with the current form. He could easily show up here. He could win. Take him seriously. Will Byron, 9-1. Will he be quietly a monster at Darlington in the next gen era? He's won here, one of the 6 guys that has won. He has the best average finish in the new car through the first 6 races at Darlington, which is basically a top 10 finish on average. But keep in mind, that number is skewed. Why? Because in last year's fall race, he didn't finish in the top 29. I think he ended up 30th due to an accident. So he's really finished no worse than 13th, excluding that race. And he's been in the top 8 4 of the last 5 races at Darlington. The kid's getting better at managing tires. Most importantly, he's fast at Darlington, real fast. So he's basically had top 5 speed in every single Darlington race since spring 22, with the exception of one race where he had top 6 speed. Bottom line, there is value in that number at 9-1. There aren't many drivers that I'd be looking at back in this race before I got to Will Byron's name. Plus, he's ranked 2nd in speed on high tire wear intermediates in the new car behind Kyle Larson. The price is fair, boys. Plan on him having speed. He's a top contender. Denny Hamlin, 9-1. Interesting week. We know that he probably manages tires, Denny Hamlin, better than anybody currently in the sport. Maybe Kyle Larson's right there with him. Denny usually picks off drivers late in the run. Now, I was kind of down on Denny coming into the year. Why? I wasn't feeling like he had a ton of speed the first month of the year, excluding Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray doesn't count. Get out of my face with Bowman Gray. It's a quarter-mile track. What are we doing? Right? Okay. But he's turned a corner the last couple weeks. Didn't drive to the front at Homestead, but he was able to get into the top 5 thanks to his top 5 pit crew right now. And once he got there, he maintained that position without falling through the field like a rock, which was the first sign maybe we're going in the right direction. Last week, found it in a big way. He was the best driver on the long run last week, I think, by a country mile. The longer the run, the better he got. While it's not a guarantee this week, I feel like the same thing could happen for Denny. I say that fully knowing that, we don't know who is fast and not fast in the short track package if you can't make quality passes anyway, right? But I'm not sure if Denny will have that elite speed to hang with some of the guys that we've already spoke about, but I expect him to be coming and making quality passes late in the run on Sunday. If he's close enough, he might be able to pull it off. In the fall race last year, to the surprise of absolutely nobody on earth, Denny was fastest guy on track late in the run, fastest guy on track in the 4th segment, right? He flashed that number He had number one speed rank in the fall last year. He finished in the top 7, 3 of the last 5. Coop says it all the time. Momentum is a real thing in NASCAR. He's trending in the right direction, and it would not surprise me if somehow he found a way to pull off the back-to-back. It could happen. Despite him being on a milk carton for basically the last year, he could win on Sunday. Chris Bell, 12-1. Bell actually was the second best average finish in this track in the next gen era, but it's definitely skewed by what he did 3 years ago in 2022. Since then, he's only finished inside the top 12 one time, and it was the fall race last year when he finished, I believe, 3rd. What concerns me is he's also been at Darlington where he started 12th, and he didn't even finish one stage inside the top 10. Finished 13th. Outside the top 19 in speed twice in the next gen era. He's really been hit or miss in the package this year in terms of speed. Fastest on track at Phoenix. Outside the top 15 in speed at Vegas. Outside the top 24 at Homestead. I mean, he could definitely show up, and considering that the dude has literally won 3 of the last 6 races this year, the price tag is fair at 12-1. But I have to see how he looks in practice and qualifying. Right now, definitely a contender, but I think I'm passing for now. All right, in terms of long shots, I'll be quick. Nobody has logged more laps inside the top 3 and inside the top 5 than one Bubba Wallace, okay? 20-1 Bubba Wallace. Let me say it one more time. Nobody has logged more laps in 2025 inside the top 3 and top 5 than Bubba Wallace. 23XI has speed right now. Bubba has much more speed in 2025 than he did in 2024. They rewound the clock because back in 2022, 2023, he showed speed, and a lot of it out of nowhere fell off a cliff in the intermediate package in 2024. Well, guess what? He's back. And the fact that he is extremely underrated on tire wear tracks, add in the fact he's been in the top 5 in speed the last 2 weeks. My guy's finished in the top 10 4 of the last 5 races at Darlington. You got to take him seriously, people. I don't know if he could beat some of the guys that we've already spoke about, but I think you can count on him having top 7 speed on track come Sunday. Not sure if I'll back him before the race starts, but be on the lookout on Sunday. We could be getting on him. Definitely like him in the props market, though. We'll get there on Sunday. Josh Berry, 35-40-1 range. My guy, Josh Berry, has been wicked fast to open the year in the intermediate format. He had top 3 speed at Phoenix, top 4 speed at Vegas, just outside the top 10 at Homestead. We know he's now rock solid at managing tires. And let's be honest, man, this Wood 21 is faster than his Stuart Haas car was last year. And if you look at the 3 races at the Cup level for him at Darlington, he's only has one top 3 finish. Fair. But even last year in the fall, when he finished 31st, he ran around inside the top 10 all day long, but eventually got into an accident. Love him in the props market this week. We'll get there on Sunday. But for now, he's one of my favorite long shots in terms of being live to show up with surprising speed. We could get on him at some point during the race. If I was going to add one more driver, it would probably be Chris Buescher in that 30-1 range. I'm down on Roush this year, especially Keselowski. So it's a wait and see with Buescher. But for now, he has flashed speed before. He could potentially be an in-race play. Don't forget, we will be live on Sunday on Nuke the House YouTube. Check us out on the Odd Chopper Tales platform. And we'll see you Sunday with some best bets for the Goodyear 400 at Darlington Raceway. I'm out. Later.